Super Awkward Funcast. You're listening to the Super Awkward Funcast. Yeah.
Why is there no one to trust anymore? Why is the media so complicit in this fear machine? There has to be a reason. I said, so there must be preparing us for a bigger fear, getting us normalized to all of this lesser fears about ourselves, fearing other people, into fearing something else. I said, so if we're in so much fear here on the planet that we get to the brink of nuclear war again, and it doesn't happen again, but we're so afraid, like, oh, by the way, there's aliens. We didn't tell you this. And so we're not as afraid, right? We're not as afraid anymore. Or they have a bigger thing, right? Or
you remember Arrival?
Yeah, I like that movie.
Oh my gosh. You know what I really loved about that movie? I'm just going off on a tangent.
That's okay, go for it. We're talking about movies, though.
That movie encapsulated everything that I think would actually happen.
Yeah, fear.
It was amazing.
But mixed with wonder, right? So,
yeah.
Talking about Shape of Water for Boar, we have the mad Russian scientist. In this one, you have the mad scientist in the form of Amy Adams. Is that who that was?
Yeah.
You have the form of she's the mad
name.
scientist, right? She's the obsessed scientist. She's willing to go to any length to communicate with these aliens and to figure out what they want and to keep peace. And you have the militaristic side, which to my part was the least interesting part of that movie because it always has that. It's always the military. It'd be interesting to see two scientists going at it, which they kind of did a little bit in that movie.
But I like how they brought in the time thing too.
I mean, it was really a brilliant movie. I mean, It's beautiful. The score is brilliant. Everybody's acting is great. The alien language is so beautiful and interesting, and you think that's how you have to communicate with people, right? If you can't communicate in their language, you communicate through symbols or sensory.
Yeah.
Like my sister's having a kid right now. She has a baby inside of her, and she started to see the baby moving on the outside, right? And she freaked out. And I said, well, maybe she's aware of you. Maybe she's becoming aware. Maybe her brain is becoming aware. She doesn't understand your thoughts necessarily, but you can communicate your emotions to her through your connection, and she can understand the very blobby color palettes of emotion right now. I was like, so why don't you try seeing if that works? It has to be. I mean, it's connected to your body. It has to have some sort of connection to your conscious. It has to. It just has to. It doesn't make any sense that it wouldn't. She, I should say. But not yet. It's a baby. But that's how I feel like aliens would have to communicate to us through sensory modes, like they did in that, right? Through the time manipulation and showing her these things because they can't talk to her necessarily except through that symbolic language. But
that's so good.
And I love movies like that. I like Contact. I think Contact to me is.
Contact is one of the best movies I've ever
seen.
I
think that's
it's very similar to it because it was based on a story,
right?
Like a written story as well.
And I believe that is a more accurate depiction of what would happen if we were to contact alien life in just the basis form, a voice coming from the sky, right? That's the basis form of that. Is it not being presented with the Close Encounters of the Fourth Kind, right? Not being there with the contact, but listening to the voice and then having to believe her that she went to travel to this place, right? So but all the fear that.
And by the way, 2 female-driven movies. Just saying.
No. I mean, I think I think females make the best scientists. All right. They do. I mean, guys.
And we've had so many movies with female leads in the past, and it wasn't built up to be a whole thing and everything.
It wasn't because it did.
And we had people of color, whatever you want to call black and Asian people nowadays. But
color carrying movies all the time. I mean, one of my favorite movies that Steven Spielberg made was The Color Purple.
Yeah.
Because it was such a beautiful story. He told it very well.
I couldn't believe it. I didn't know what it was about. I mean, I knew what it was about.
Right, but you didn't know what it was about. Right?
Tangent, whatever I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
I didn't know there was the lesbian love story in it. And when I saw it, when I was younger, I was like, oh my gosh, this is so good.
And now people wouldn't let him make that movie. They would not. The public would force him out of that movie because he's not black.
Yeah.
And I feel like I just saw Black Panther, a couple weeks ago, and I really disliked that movie. Pound. And not that I hate it, because as a Marvel movie, as a regular movie put up against other movies, it's fine. It's a good movie.
Yeah.
It's put up against the other Marvel movies, it's not that great.
It is not.
But,
stop acting.
And I feel again we have this director Ryan Coogler who did a great job with Creed. That was a really great movie.
And Fruitvale Station is the only thing I saw.
Fruitvale Station is very politically charged, but his hand isn't sure on this movie, and I think they gave him a very easy story to work with, so he could sort of fill in all these things. But again, like Wonder Woman, this is not the movie that black people need to exemplify who they are. Like, this is not the greatest thing. Like, Wonder Woman was a fine movie, but it was kind of mediocre and boring. But I enjoy and I appreciate and I love all the social success that surrounds these movies. I'm glad little black kids can be like, I can play a hero now. You could play a hero before, but there were
you could Blade
heroes, Blade, Cyborg, Black Lightning, Static Shock, like so many black characters to play.
Without black in the title.
Without black in the title. But they could do that. But now they have. I'm happy. I'm happy to see that renaissance of awareness about these movies. But then I went to see A Wrinkle in Time. And and that movie's being heaped on with the social stuff too. But it's really good. It's one of these movies where it doesn't have to be about a boy or a girl. Like the lead is a little black girl and a half black girl, and she's very cute and she's very smart. But I don't think it has to be about girls or black. I think it's about kids like me who were fucking super weird at that age. And always getting picked on by everybody else for being weird and reading books about ghosts in the library instead of going out and playing. We were the ones that got shit on.
I know I've read this book before because I remember a specific moment on the playground or not on the playground, but like outside of my school where I was on the steps and I was looking at the cover and I was like trying to find it online the other day because that's not the cover.
There's a fucking horse on the front. I remember that.
Yeah, I know. I remember that.
Yeah,
and then I was just like, I have no idea what the fuck this was about. No, I can't remember.
And what's funny is, when I was a kid back in the old days, they had a book fair that would come to school. And you would they would send a form ahead of time, and you would fill out the form of the books you wanted to get. The book fair would come to school, and they would bring your books to you, right? And you could get it. And every girl read that book, because it had a horse on the front. Every girl read that book. I did not read it. For me, it was like, that's a girl's book. It has a horse on the front. Or maybe a unicorn or something, I don't know.
I didn't even remember that there was a girl in it.
Yeah, well, I had no idea what it was about. No idea, zero idea what the book was about.
I thought it was about like time.
It is about time.
Okay,
it's about time and space, and it's about physics, and it's about it is very sort of advanced concepts of like quantum physics.
I think I got it confused with a time machine or something.
No,
I think I did.
But
I know it's not that.
And they travel to different worlds, and she's looking for her dad, and but the movie is so special. It's a special movie.
Getting bad reviews.
I don't understand that because it is the movie that Black Panther should be. It's the movie that Wonder Woman should be. It's the movie that's good and deserves critical acclaim.
I'm seeing it at the end of the week, so I haven't seen it.
It's good. And again, I haven't read the book, so maybe that's where this is all coming from because I don't know the differences. I don't know the changes. Heather, my roommate, saw it and was like, they took all kinds of shit out of the book because she loved, this is one of her favorite books in the whole world, and she loved the movie too. It is a little ham-handed. It is for kids, so it's it doesn't feel dumbed down, but it feels like there's things missing. There's big jumps in narrative, stuff like that. But they're not fatal errors. Just like the Harry Potter movie. I went to the first one. I had not read that. I tried to read the first book. I couldn't handle it. It was too young for me. So I went to see the movie, and I was like, oh my God, this movie's amazing. I love this movie. And I went back and tried to read the book again. I couldn't do it. I read the third book. I was on from there. I was on board with the Harry Potter train. But the movie sold me because I didn't know what the book was about. And so I went to watch the movie, and I was like, this is amazing. If I was a 12-year-old kid, I'd be like burning a lightning bolt in my head. Like, I'd be nuts.
You know what I want now? I want the Velveteen Rabbit.
They have a movie about that, and it's super sad. I love that book, too. It was one of my first books when I was a kid. And they have a cartoon and a movie, and the movie is super sad. It's super sad. And I don't ever want to see it again because it's fucking sad. Because the book is sad.
We've got, while we're on, like, remakes and stuff, well, not really.
Let me finish this real quick.
Okay.
Go see Wrinkle in Time. Don't listen to the fucking critics. Go see this movie. Take your kids.
Don't ever listen to them.
Well, you should listen to them when it comes to some stuff, but
I mean, yeah.
But respectable critics. Roger Ebert's dead, so there are no more left. But go take your kids to see that movie. Take your smart little girls and boys. Even if you can't handle the movie, they're gonna fucking love it because it talks in. Like, do you remember Real Genius? The movie Real Genius.
No.
With Val Kilmer. Okay, so there's a movie with Val Kilmer.
Oh, yeah, maybe,
in it,
yeah.
where he plays like a super genius.
I do, yeah.
And this like 15-year-old kid goes to the college and they work on lasers and things happen, right? That's another movie that's about smart kids and about the pitfalls and perils of being smart.
Is this kind of like The Never-Ending Story? Because I love The Never-Ending Story.
Well, The Never-Ending Story isn't necessarily about a smart kid who has to deal with the smarts. He gets involved in a world he doesn't understand and has to survive through his tenacity and through his destiny, right? So that's a different thing. This is more about this girl's smart, and her smarts get her out of these problems over and over and on how to see things.
How unusual in a movie.
Right, a smart and a legitimately smart
person.
Girl. Not just smart just to be smart. Like, you ever see The Magic School Bus? Do you know that show?
Oh, I love it. Oh, I hate that they messed it up, but I love it.
Well, but why is the smartest girl the villain in that show? Why? I didn't understand that. Like the little bratty girl is the villain, but she's the smartest one of all of them. She's always trying to tell them what to do. She's always trying to tell them how to go. She's a bossy leader, right? But they all hate her. I'm like, why is the smartest kid, like Harold Lauder in The Stand, right? Why is the smartest person always the villain in these stories? It almost be like, if you want to be popular, don't be smart. And that's the lesson I took away from the fucking Magic School Bus, is like, you can be daffy and eccentric like Miss Frizzle, or you can be like this kid and be super smart, but everybody's going to hate you because you're going to be telling them how to solve these problems, and they're not going to listen to you because your personality ain't that great, right? So this movie, Wrinkle in Time, really accentuates that it's okay to be smart, that it's okay to be weird, that it's okay to be different. And what I like about it too, and a spoiler alert, the male lead and the female lead never make out. They never kiss. It's a moment where you think they're going to, and they don't, because it's not important.
You're really spoiling.
No, not really, because it doesn't matter. But it's because he's in the thing. But
okay.
But he's in the trailer, like, he's there.
Don't tell me.
but it doesn't matter if they kiss or not, because that's what I'm talking about. That action is not intrinsic or important or relevant to any of the story. And they could have just done it. They could be like, oh, everybody wants this, we're going to give it to him. But they didn't, because that's not what it's about. He's not attracted to her body. He's not attracted to her sexuality. He's attracted to her mind, and their minds bind together. So that's to me, that's what the lesson of this movie is. And I think people listening to the critics of it, or like the bookies that are like, oh, it's too much, it's too different from the book. They're going to miss something, and their kids are going to miss something. Because now I want to read this book. I want to read all the books that are in the series. So I want to do that now as a result of watching this movie. Mm-hmm. So go see the fucking movie. Don't listen to that shit. Go see it. Go watch Black Panther at home. Go take your kids to see this movie in the theater, because it's important that it survives. Oh, and that's on game night.
I also think, like, there's not a lot of room for independent movies. I mean, in the mainstream. I mean, we haven't really seen anything break out since, like really big since Blair Witch Project.
Well, Get Out. I mean, Get Out is essentially an independent
movie. Get Out is an independent movie.
That's a pretty fucking big
That
movie.
was huge.
Baby Driver is essentially an independent movie, and that was a pretty big success. And I would even say Shape of Water is essentially an independent movie.
Yeah. They shot Dry for Wet, which was really cool. So they so they put in the water.
I mean, it's big budget, but it's an auteur making his movie in his voice on his terms. So to me, that's an independent film. An independent film is something that's free of the constraints of the studio system.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like a lot of these Marvel movies and stuff, like, it's kind of paint by numbers. It's kind of like
the big ones, yeah. I'm like Jessica Jones, like I'm watching that right now, right? And that's a very cool show. It's very female forward. This season a little bit too, pound me too, but that's what it says. But it is a little bit that at the expense of some story, but it also has a very engaging story when it gets to it. And Kristen Ritter's like infinitely watchable, and all of her people are really interesting.
I'm horrible because I love Luke Cage and her, and I just want to wait for them to get back together.
Well, they're not, but
I'll wait.
Because Luke is with the nurse now, right?
Let me know. Let me know when they're back.
Because they're not going to do Defenders again. They're done with that.
Yeah.
But
because they're like canon in the.
Oh, in the book, they're married and they have a kid. Yeah.
I mean, come on, I'm waiting. Like,
we'll see. I mean, it doesn't work organically.
West Allen took a long time for the Flash, so.
Well, and that actress was terrible. I mean, I hated her.
I disagree.
Well, the first season. First 2 seasons, Iris was the most annoying piece of shit.
I think she's great now.
She's fine now. She went to acting lessons. She got some, maybe some fan input, and it worked out for her. I mean, a little fear of being killed off got into her, and she made a show, and she's been. I mean, I haven't watched it this season at all. I see that
it's
she's
really funny
costume or whatever now, and it's like, okay. I know my roommate watches all those shows. I catch them when they're over. I catch up on all of them.
I like that it's like finally got like its own style now. And it can just do whatever it wants to do. It feels very independent from the universe in a way, in that it's its own thing. It's kind of like Smallville in itself.
Well, it became the tone, right? Arrow was the first one of those shows, the Arrowverse, right? And Arrow was very heavy-handed, and that worked for the first season because you wanted to see Batman on TV, and they made a Batman the way they could in the form of this Arrow guy, but he killed people, and it was very gritty and very sort of real and heavy and something unlike anything on TV. Like Gotham is weird, but it's so skewed that the heaviness is sort of mitigated by this weird campiness that it's got.
Yeah.
But Arrow has like a heavy Batman vibe to it. And so people liked that, and I liked it. The first couple of seasons that were really great. And then The Flash came along, and The Flash brought this whole new tone to this universe, CW universe of heroes.
Yeah.
And then Supergirl came along and heightened that tone, and it came over to CW from CBS. So now you have these more lighthearted Legends of Tomorrow, right? More lighthearted, more shiny, but not fluffy, but shiny shows that compete with Arrow. So when you watch these crossover episodes they do, you see the Legends of Tomorrow crossover, you see the Flash crossover, then you get to the Arrow one, and it's so heavy, it's like, it just falls in the middle of all of this beautiful cake.
It kind of remind me of like old school, like when I was growing up watching Lois and Clark, like the Adventures of Lois and Clark.
Campy.
It would just be like
Campy.
Not that campy, obviously, but like it has its own thing. Yeah. Like it's fun. It's a fun group. You like to
you do, and I think
follow their adventures.
I think bringing Supergirl into that mix was awesome. I love the Superman in that show. Like I just like him. I like that the way he plays that character is really great. I'm looking forward to Krypton. I think Krypton's going to be a cool show. I always thought it was going to be a cool show, but I think it's going to be neat. Because of the way they're incorporating all these other heroes and stuff. The way Smallville should have done from the beginning. Smallville didn't get good till like season 9 and 10. Personally.
Your opinion? I
thought so. I mean, I'm into the romance. I like the heroes, right?
Yeah.
So finally they brought the Justice League in and all these other Green Lantern, all these other things.
I know
into
what
the
you
show.
mean.
And I'm like, oh, finally they have this, right? Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. almost died its first season because there was no Iron Man, there was no Captain America in it, there was no tie-in.
Oh, yeah.
And then Winter Soldier happened, and that show became its own thing. And now it's great. I love that show.
Oh my gosh, I'm so behind on it.
It's hard to watch. It's kind of hard to watch because there's so many episodes of it. But the last season, season 4, was really good. I watched part of this one, but I'm waiting until it's over to watch the rest.
Don't know how to transition to this, so I'm just gonna. So a couple of trailers came out recently for remakes, and a lot of people are like on the fence about them. I've watched a lot of people on YouTube react to shit. That's how I gauge what the
Well, remember, they're reacting to get the most attention.
Conversation
so
is.
Take that with a grain of salt.
I see a bunch. I watch a lot of different people.
Yeah, me too.
And I trust them to be of the same kind of
So what trailers
persuasion as me. So like Christopher Robin is one.
Okay.
That
I think it's gonna make me cry.
Ewan McGregor is in it, and he's playing Christopher Robin. We just had Goodbye Christopher Robin, which was about A.A. Milne.
About A.A. Milne, yeah. I did
not watch that.
Yeah, I think it's gonna make me cry, and I don't want to see it. I mean, just simply for the fact it's gonna make me cry. And I'm not interested in it.
I don't know what Piglet's gonna look like, and that's my favorite character. Everybody else likes Tigger.
Let me tell you, I'm predicting
Piglet.
this right now. It's going to be special and amazing. And I know it's going to be, because it has to be, because there's no way around it.
Yeah.
If a Paddington movie exists and it's good, then this one
I gotta watch those.
I watched part of the first one. The second
I
one was
used to
supposed
watch
be
Paddington all the time when I was a baby. I was a little kitty cat.
Yeah, I have a friend that grew up in England, and she's always about Paddington.
Which is weird, because, he's English and shit. But, I was really into him.
Well, I mean, I've watched a lot of these new animated movies, and to bring up your Chris Robin thing, it's such a short trailer, but it's so emotional. What was the other trailer?
The other one's Mary Poppins.
Oh, the two Disney ones. I saw the Mary Poppins one when I went to see Game Night. They showed it was Game Night.
A lot of people were comparing it to It, like the trailer for It. And I want to see a horror movie version. I know that there's a horror trailer of Mary Poppins, the original. Yeah. I've seen that one, but I want to see one for this one, because they've definitely done that on YouTube.
It's terrifying. It's a terrifying concept to think of a magic thing coming from the sky, and they see in the trailer. They see her coming from the sky.
It's creepy.
I'd be like, ah!
The movie itself. If you remember, the original movie, it scared the shit out of me as a kid, because the beginning was just so dark and shit, and then the whole what was happening, an earthquake or some shit, and then they were trying to make sure everything was okay.
Yeah.
And the chick with the sash and everything, it was just crazy.
No,
and then the funeral-y kind of umbrella shit, the black umbrellas,
it's chilling.
It's so creepy.
It's chilling. I used to
and then when she's flying, sometimes it just feels more darker than they originally wanted it to be.
Maybe. I mean, it was a different time for Disney too, so
I'm thinking of the part. This is in the movie, correct? But she's with the chimney sweep guy, and then they're floating on a table or some shit. Mm-hmm. And I remember that image, and that was a scary scene.
It's terrifying. And I'll tell you what, I used to babysit this kid, And she would get to watch a movie before she went to bed. So she would always pick that movie because it's so long, and so she could stay up later, right? 7 o'clock, she'd go to bed at 8. 7 o'clock, she'd be like, "Oh my god, what movie you want to watch?" Or at 6, and I'm like, "What movie?" "Oh, Mary Poppins." Of course, because it's 3 hours long. It's like, well, all right, fine. So I watched a lot of that movie, and this kid's very twisted now too in life, so that's great. But
it's Mary Poppins.
Yeah, I saw that trailer, Mary Poppins trailer, when I'd see Wrinkle in Time. And I have no interest in it, just because I'm burnt out in the first movie. I have no interest in seeing. I don't understand why this movie's being made, but there it is.
I don't either. And then Emily Blunt. Okay, yeah, she sang a little bit in Into the Woods, but I'm sorry, you're not.
You're not Julie Andrews.
You're not Julie Andrews.
Yeah, maybe
level.
she is. I don't know. Maybe she is.
I don't think she is. But I did like the trailer for A Quiet Place. Is that what it's called?
Yeah. My question is, why don't they just move?
Also, my question is, stop talking. Fucking, but I can't figure it out because, obviously we haven't seen it yet.
No,
so
there's supposed to be some sort of worldwide
There's
event.
something going on in it.
Which is why they can't move. I'm like, why don't you just move
I
away
hope
from
it's
there?
better than the last movie he wrote.
Who's the guy?
John Krasinski. Or did he just direct? I don't know, but he wrote a movie that wasn't very good.
Oh, I don't know.
Once back in the day.
I don't know.
Whatever. Anyway, husband and wife team doing a family movie, horrific looking, kind of villagey kind of thing going on.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see. Yeah,
it's got some.
We
good
need
news.
some good horror again.
Yeah, I mean the last movie I saw, I
Get Out. It should have been nominated for a fucking Oscar. I'm sorry. I know you're gonna disagree, but I like.
I love that.
I
think that's more of a horror movie than Get Out is. I mean, Get Out's like a psychological thriller. I don't think necessarily it's a horror movie.
Yeah, I don't think it's a horror movie.
But not in the sense that I was creeped out or scared by it. I mean, We're Not Black. I'm like, well, no one should be scared by this movie. It's just what it is,
The one thing about, and spoiler alert,
sure.
I mean, but if you haven't seen Get Out, you're probably not going to watch it.
If you haven't seen Get Out, get out.
Yeah, Get Out if you haven't seen Get Out. But the part that really irked me as a horror person was the part where he's being not brainwashed, but he's watching the TV and everything and figuring out what's going on. And then he's got to escape. And he looks at the cotton. And okay, I get it. Cotton. It's a good metaphor, I guess, a very obvious metaphor. And then he rips out the cotton, but we don't see him ripping out the cotton with his teeth. So that's really lazy. I'm just saying,
yeah.
How did he do that? I don't think I could get my head down that far, but maybe he can. Maybe he has a talent that I don't know about.
Yeah, he's got that long neck.
Yeah. That really kind of brought me out of the movie, and then I got back in. But this also happened in The Shape of Water, in that... spoiler alert. If you haven't seen The Shape of Water, get the shape out of here.
Get the shape out, exactly.
Okay. Oh, what a beautiful movie. I love it. And I have it. And so, thank you, Zach. And then, so there was a part at the end. Okay, they were looking at the calendar at one point. The day.
Right, counting down to the day they put him in the water.
Yes. And they left the fucking thing before they left to go get him to a thing, and it was just so obvious, but it was classical obvious.
But didn't they leave? They left quickly for a reason, I thought.
They left quickly, but how one forgets to take that thing that says exactly where they're going to be just that day. It took me out a teeny bit, but not enough to really.
Yeah, no, I can excuse that. I mean, they were leaving.
It's still an A- for me.
There were other things, to worry about. There.
Yeah,
I think they weren't planning on anybody going there, and maybe she thought
it was a movie.
He'll be in the water before anybody comes.
They had to get him there.
But it also tells you
have that confrontation.
It also foreshadows the fact that she's not coming back.
Yeah,
and I think that's the point of that, is the foreshadowing part. Is that she forgot it because she doesn't need it. She's not coming back. And I think at that moment I realized, she's gonna die.
But I guess it also shows that she's, flawed.
Well, she is a flawed human. I mean,
everybody is flawed. And
very outward
what
flaw.
would you do? It would put you in that position where you'd be like, would you remember to do that? Do you remember everything you need to do before you leave? No,
because she wasn't planning on coming back.
So that's why I can forgive that one.
Yeah.
But I don't think I can forgive the cotton one because it's just too fucking hard to do that.
Well,
you can't do it.
First time directors, right? So
yeah,
that's what you get from that stuff. And again, good movie, great movie, no problems.
Oh, just reminded me of Split. Oh my fucking goodness. Did that movie like amaze the shit out of me or what? And
Why
did he
wasn't James
get
McAvoy?
a lot of fucking buzz about that fucking
Yeah, why
role?
wasn't James
And
McAvoy
he was
nominated?
not nominated? That's
Well,
fucking bullshit.
why wasn't Tatiana Maslany ever nominated?
And he
for,
wasn't nominated for shit though. Like he wasn't nominated.
Yeah,
for
but she
a
got
BAFTA
nominated
or
finally.
anything.
You know, like after 6 years of doing 17,000 parts of one person, she
I
got
know.
nominated. You know, I guess people just don't like that stuff. Maybe it's too close to the bone. You know.
Yeah, I think
Hollywood
there were
voting
some
system.
people, and I've looked at different videos of people like who have.
Yeah, like multiple
DID
personalities or whatever, yeah.
who have had taken issue with the whole thing. And what I do is bring up the real life guy that this actually happened to, who happened to be a serial killer. Some people, hey, how about anyone can be a serial killer no matter what fucking is wrong with you? You can be a serial killer. This dude was a serial killer in real life. I don't remember his name exactly. I apologize. But I knew a lot of stuff about him at one point.
You guys can look it up, put it in comments. You can have a discussion.
Just say DID serial killer. You'll
Yeah.
find the guy. He's famous for it. I'm pretty sure this is based on him a tiny bit. I mean, I'd be surprised if it weren't because it's so similar. But you know, somebody in his head killed somebody, and he got charged, and there was this whole thing.
Right.
So it's happened in real life. So if you're gonna get mad about shit, like don't just pick and choose. Like, oh, I'm affected by this. It affects my group of people. Oh, the group of people thing. Like everybody's in a community and
No,
they're
it's-
all affected by these things.
And there's another thing that liberals get to do now that they didn't get to do before is segregate.
yes,
They get to segregate, you know, and it's like the liberal side is always so...
intersectional. That's a word.
I
now.
fucking hate that. And it's like every liberal is about togetherness, one planet, but at the same time you got to be cis, you got to be trans, you got to
Exactly.
be queer, you got to
No
be this.
mansplaining.
You got you're right.
I let you mansplain for too long. That's what they'll think.
and that's, you know, but it's like they are working to separate people as much as they can. Everybody wants a label, right? I don't know what happened to the no
What is
labels
the
thing.
label thing? Like it's so
It's
creepy.
because social media and advertising have convinced people that they are the most important things on the planet. That
Yes.
Everything revolves around them. And it's been very effective.
Everyone
at
is
doing that.
special.
Right. So and everybody wants everything right now. Where it's like things take time. Things
Yeah.
take things that they want take 10 years to accomplish. Like the Jordan Peele thing. They wanted to win an Oscar right now. But that doesn't happen that way.
No.
It doesn't, you know, the Lady
He
Bird
did
woman,
kind
right?
of, but yeah.
Well, he won a screenplay award, which again is another bone thrown to him. But you know, they got to give him something, because if they don't, then it's going to be a huge Oscars so white thing all over again, right? They don't
Also,
need
by
that.
the way, Oscars started with Louis B. Mayer wanting to give awards to people so that they wouldn't unionize, and then that didn't work out. But
Well, but it changed.
it
You know,
still
it's like,
exists.
and that's another thing. I mean, frankly, that I dislike is when people look back at the origins and think this is how it started, but that's not how it is now. You know, like
I'm not saying it is.
Well,
I'm
just
just saying
but-
it's interesting.
and people keep bringing that up. It's like, well, you know, the Second Amendment was designed to, you know, to encourage slavery. I'm like, yeah, but that's not how it ended up. You know, it ended up in a different way. They also didn't want to get their asses pounded by the fucking British again. I was like, so they want to make sure people were armed in case these things happen, in case the British government infiltrated the U.S. government and started to do these horrible things to people again, that people could rise up and take care of their business, because that's the way you dealt with it back then, with a fucking gun. So that's what happens.
That's
It
the way
changed.
still shit is done in America.
Yeah, it's done with a gun.
Police have guns, and they are allowed to shoot whomever they want, whenever they want.
And the thing about the police is the criminals have bigger guns than those guys. So it's like, you know, let's take aside the police that are bad and put aside the police that are good, and say, well, why can't they be armed the way the criminals are armed? Because they're going to walk into a situation where the criminals have like genuine assault rifles and the cops have their little AR-15s. You know, and that's like, you have.
We disagree there.
But if you want a safe society, you have to be as armed as your criminal. And it's like, if you can't, and the thing is, you can't disarm the criminal.
Police, by the way, we're going to go to the shooting now, because the police, because we're into gun control and that has to come up at some point.
Mm-hmm.
But the police just stood down. They didn't do shit. 4 people, I think, 4 police officers who could have intervened did not intervene in that shooting. So we are looking at an issue that, okay, there is an issue of people getting access to guns who maybe shouldn't have them.
No,
And there should be a little more looking into
No, I
of
agree with
that.
that.
But in this specific incident, that was not the case. It wasn't it purchased legally.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
purchased illegally. It was in a
No, he
gun-free
purchased it. No,
zone.
he purchased his guns legally.
And it was in a gun-free zone.
Well,
so
yeah.
these tend to happen in gun-free zones, but people like to ignore that fact.
Well, and that's what people look at. They're not going to be guns there. That's where you're going to go with your guns, right? I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah.
You know, but I mean, there's a whole other there's a whole other thing that I posed a question on Facebook when this happened. It's like, I'm all for gun control. I'm all for mentally ill not having guns, people with violent histories, all that stuff. I'm for gun control. I don't believe people have their guns taken away, because if they do that, the people with the guns are going to kill them. So unfortunately, we've built this society where we need to protect ourselves in an equal measure of the way that we're being attacked.